Today in our 2015 Jeep Wrangler, we'll be having a look at and installing the Roadmaster 12-volt outlet kit, part number RM-9332. Here's what our 12-volt outlet kit looks like installed. This is a great solution for adding a permanently powered 12-volt outlet into your vehicle. That way, if your normal 12-volt outlet in your vehicle only comes on when the key's on, you can still charge your accessories with the key out of the ignition. Or use a phone charger here to demonstrate. With no key in the ignition, we have power, so we can charge your phone, run a portable braking system, or what other 12-volt accessory that has a outlet plug like this. With our phone charger plugged into our factory outlet right here, you can see there's no power on until the key is in the run position on the car. This is not ideal for vehicles where you can flat tow them, such as this Jeep here, with the key out of the ignition. You won't be able to power your portable braking system without having the key on and running down the battery in your vehicle. So if your vehicle has a 12-volt outlet in it, which is powered on by the ignition switch, and you want something that's permanently on, this 12-volt outlet kit that we've installed is a perfect solution for you. Now that we've gone over some features, we'll show you how to get it installed. All right, to begin our install, we need to find a good place to mount our mounting bracket for our 12-volt outlet. On our driver's side A-pillar, right here between these two grounding points below our data link connector, is a good location to mount our bracket using the provided self-tapping screws. Let's use a nut driver. Okay, we'll stick our two wires through the bracket now and pull it on through, leaving our plug end sit right there. Okay, now there's this grommet in the firewall. You won't have this grommet if your vehicle has a manual transmission. This is where your clutch master cylinder goes to the firewall to attach to your clutch pedal. But on automatic, it's right here. Let's push our wires on through. Okay, you can see where our two wires come through the firewall. So we'll grab these now and pull them the rest of the way out. Okay, the end of our wire, we'll need to connect to our battery, which is on the passenger side. And we'll secure a wire up to this existing wiring loom on the firewall with a couple zip ties. Okay, now that we've secured our wiring to the firewall, snip off the excess of the zip tie. Our fuse holder end goes to the power side of our battery, which is the positive, and the one with the ring terminal is our ground. Now, our ground on our battery is right here. This ring terminal won't fit over this stud. And this bay terminal here, we have no way of connecting it directly to our battery. We could use a provided fuse tap and go to the fuse box if we wanted, but we're gonna go straight to the battery. So we're gonna cut both of these terminals off. And we'll strip back the insulation on both. And we'll attach a slightly bigger ring terminal, which will fit over our stud. We have these ring terminals available on our website if you need to purchase one. So there's our positive. Okay, with our positive one done, we need to do our ground, which is our negative. Now, with that connector cut off, we're now a little too short to reach. So we're going to add on a little segment of wire with the butt connector so we have enough room. We only need a couple inches of wire, just some 12-gauge wire. We had some available on our website, sold by the foot, so if you buy 1 foot, you'll be fine. It's part number 12-1-1. So we'll crimp on a butt connector, add on our segment of wire, and we'll add on our ring terminal. And we'll crimp that down. Slide our ground on over and place on a flange nut, which we had laying around, that goes over the stud. We'll use a heat gun before we connect our positive up, and we'll shrink down our butt connector here that we used. If you need to purchase a heat gun, we have one available on our website. Alternatively, you can also use a cigarette lighter if you need to. Just make sure you don't get direct flame contact onto the butt connector itself. You want indirect heat. Okay, with that shrunk down, let me tuck that down out of the way. snug down that nut 10mm socket, and we'll remove one of the nuts from over here, 10mm as well. We'll place on our ring terminal over that stud on our positive post and reinstall the nut. And we'll snug that on down. All right, now we'll test our outlet. I'm just gonna use a phone charger I have lying around. Plug it in, and we can see that the red LED on the charger lights up, so we know it's working. And that completes our look at and installation of the Roadmaster 12-volt outlet kit, part number RM-9332 on our 2015 Jeep Wrangler.
Click the link below to shop, learn more, or visit us at etrailer.com.